Alright, we've got about 30 seconds left in the burn. As you can see, our orbit is starting to curve around, and soon it will have capture and there will be no more escape. And now we have capture. Throttling back. It's not overshoot. Doing very nicely so far. And I think what I'm going to do, once we complete this burn, is I'm going to set Ike as target temporarily. And the main reason for that is so that I can use Ike as a reference to get the orbital inclination down closer to 0. Alright, we're just about done here. A little bit of tweaking on our alignment. Lower the thrust a little more. Maneuver node is starting to drift. I don't think I should chase it anymore. Alright. Cut. The meters per second was starting to go back up. So we'll go ahead and close this. Very, very elliptical orbit. Apoapsis 29,000 kilometers. Periapsis 419 kilometers. Alright. Let's set Ike as target temporarily. As a matter of fact, I'm going to need to warp down closer before I can set up a maneuver node, because I can't see the frickin' thing from here. And, well, maybe I can set something up. Let's try that. I keep this open. We want to make our relative inclination close to 0. Alright. Alright, that's not the way to go. Okay, that's the wrong direction. That's helping. Kind of hard to see it at this angle. What? My note disappeared. Alright. We need some retrograde on this. Okay, I'm going to have to go ahead and warp down closer. I can't see this maneuver good enough to do anything from this far out. Alright. Engage time warp. A lot of time warp. Let's get a little closer. And closer yet. This should be workable. Get rid of that. All right. Wrong direction. Some retrograde to keep it from going crazy. $16 out. $5.7. We're getting close. $5.1. $6.5. We went too far. $4.8. $4.9. Okay, go back a little bit. I got a feeling 4.8 is going to be about the best we can manage, but that's pretty good for this. 696 meters per second. And we're burning in 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Estimated burn 3 minutes. Oh, we're burning in 29 minutes. Estimated burn is 320, so we burned at about a minute and a half plus 10, so a minute and 40 seconds. All right. Set alarm. For 1 minute and 50 seconds. And so when the alarm pops, we go ahead and burn. Let's see. We can get lined up on the maneuver node. Of course, first we have to find it. There it is. Slow that down. Get lined up on this thing. And commence to time warping. We should be able to see Duna now. If I can just get the right camera angle. There we are. Time warping down to the burn. Close the arm, and let's burn at 1 minute 40 seconds. Alright, we're on the way, getting our orbit changed. Let's bring up flight stats. Our inclination is going down, and that's what we want, is an inclination closer to zero, because a zero inclination is a west to east orbit, and that's what we want. And we'll end up with periapsis of 1125 and apoapsis of 1447. Not bad, not bad at all. Our fuel. I think we have plenty for this. There won't be a whole lot of extra left over, but that's all right. The main purpose of this stage was to get this whole vehicle here in the first place. And I think we would have a lot more fuel if I hadn't had if I had just, instead of using smartass to hold the attitude, I should have just used it to get into position and have regular ASS hold it, or ASAS, and not have the two mech jebs fighting against each other. It wouldn't have been flopping around. It would have saved a lot of fuel and gotten here with more. Well, lesson learned for the next time such a situation comes up. How is our orbit developing? It's coming over and coming in, turning into exactly what we want. And from there, we can arrange a landing somewhere close to that and get Jeb a ride home, or Bill, excuse me, not Jeb, Bill. Once upon a time it was Jeb, but it's Bill this time. All right. A minute and a half left in the burn. Inclination down to 33 degrees and dropping. Looking good. Looking good. Let's tweak our orientation a bit. It seems to be drifting. Getting down here to the last bit of the burn. In my experience, the last part of the burn, the last 10% or so, was generally where the most change happens, the most effect of it. Well, I don't suppose that's true in terms of inclination, but it certainly is in terms of changing the apoapsis and periapsis. Getting down here towards the end. Adjusting alignment again. Approaching a 4-degree inclination. The node is twitching, adjusting to compass. Oh, there's no twitching. Oh, whoa, 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 we overburned. Inclination 4.67 degrees. That'll do. That'll do fine. Get rid of that. And there we are in a high Duna orbit. Let's see, 4.8 relative to Ike, 4.6 for Duna, so Ike is pretty close to equatorial. This is cool. Alright. Our next burn is going to be right here. And that's the wrong direction. I want to bring this down the rest of the way too. Actual close to zero equatorial. .0. I'm going to bet that that right there is almost a zero equatorial. Great. Now, let's get some retrograde to bring this periapsis down. Alright, those numbers look good, let's go with them. Okay, this is going to be mostly retrograde. And a little bit south. There it is. Come on. Get lined up. All right. Let's just head down. All right, set an alarm. This is going to be a short 30-second burn. So let's get down to it. We don't need that anymore, and I think we can shut that off. Alright, this will put us into a low Duna orbit, or the periapsis of one. Close the alarm, and let us burn in just a little bit. Okay, there's our big red planet. Okay, burn 34 seconds. We'll be burning at about 16. No, 17. I don't know where my math skills have gone. Alright, so I missed it by 2 seconds. I can live with that. Okay, the Jumbo 64 is just about empty. It's not essential that we're absolutely dead on equatorial, but I like doing it that way if I can. Alright. Delete the node. And let's set one up at periapsis for circularization. Now this one is going to be just flat retrograde. And as you can see, it's not going to take a monstrous amount of DV to do that. Click that down. Get these about like so. 120 by 135. Let's go a little bit more. 120, 119 by 133. Alright, that's a good first step, and we can fine tune it with another burn over here to bring it to an actual circular orbit. Alright. Once again, adding an alarm. 56-second burn, so we're burning just about 23 seconds or 26 seconds, something, whatever. Let's warp down to it. Okay, looks like Bill's ride is arriving. Okay. I don't see our maneuver node. Uh-oh. We have control from here, from the right part of the ship? Yes, we do. Let's rotate this thing around on a 180 and we'll find it, I'm sure. And we need to burn as soon as we do. Yeah, there it is on the retrograde. All right. Burning late, but we're burning. Not sure how we managed to... Wait a minute. I set that maneuver up and I didn't bother to get aligned. It's my fault. Nothing screwed up but me. Maneuver node seems to be drifting, and I'm trying to stay on it. And of course my efforts to stay on it are causing it to drift even more. Okay. Alright, welcome to low Duna Orbit. And we ended up with 123 by 127. Actually, that's pretty doggone good. Now, did they ever change it so that you can select a landed ship as a target? You can. Alright. Alright, that red mark there is put there by Jeb's, by the MacJeb's landing guidance thing. And show landing predictions. I'm not going to use the landing autopilot. That thing is a disaster, just asking to happen.